Hello there and welcome in this episode where I'll talk about the 7 reasons why you might feel stuck and how to get unstuck. I'm Muriel, CEO, mum and educator. I used to work really hard and sacrificed important things to me until I lost my motivation. Fast forward past many failed attempts and lessons learned, and I found a way to reach great results while working less. Today, I'm obsessed with helping other leaders build meaningful lives. So each week, I'll be sharing inspiration to change your life and organization. This is Rebel Leader with a Heart. But before going into the episode, I just wanted to say that very soon I'm starting a new cohort of my course Leading Authentically in Digital Times. So if you feel that it's time for you to look for more meaning, more impact, more balance, without specifically quitting your job, well, you might, but you don't have to. A lot of people find their motivation back in their job. Then just go to our website, keyleader.com, and enroll to this course, because there you're going to learn how to adopt a new mindset, new habits, and a new way of being and leading, so that you can find this peacefulness and also more humanity and more meaning in this crazy world and very disruptive world we live in. So if you want to join this cohort, go to keyleader.com and enroll. I would be really happy to see you here. And also, if you're part of a team or of an organization and you think this might be something for my team or for the leaders of my organization or for the whole team, then contact me, because that's what we do most often. We really help people change their mindset, change their habits, so that they can have really another way of working with much more humanity, much more meaning, and in this hybrid world we live in, because we're not going to go back full time to the office soon, and we have to find a way that is making us happy at work. So if you think it's time for you for a new way of leading, a new way of also organizing your teamwork, just contact me or go to the website keyleader.com. All right, let's go back to the episode. So we all feel stuck at times. We've all been there. We feel stuck in a problem or with a project, in a job, in a relationship, or sometimes we even feel stuck in our lives. And being stuck might not be a bad thing. It can even be a great thing, because being stuck might be like the caterpillar stuck in a chrysalis or in its cocoon just before becoming this beautiful butterfly. But I know a lot of us judge ourselves in this period instead of seeing it as an opportunity, because feeling stuck often means something isn't moving. Well, life is always moving. It's always changing, always evolving. So what is it that's not moving for you at this moment? And you can look at feeling stuck from a different perspective, from a place of curiosity, for instance, or possibility, from a place of gratitude even, because maybe you've outgrown something. You're now strong enough to not accept a certain thing anymore, and you're ready for the next step. But it's going out of your comfort zone, and that feels uncomfortable, and that's why you might feel stuck. So, are you resisting something? What are you resisting? And what would your life look like if you just let go and stop resisting? So, when you feel stuck, you're not in flow. You're not in alignment. It creates friction. It's uncomfortable. But it's a good sign, because maybe you're ready to cross a bridge to get to the other side. A scary bridge, but one that leads to a better life. Now I wanted to talk about the 7 reasons why you might feel stuck and how to get unstuck. The first reason why you might feel stuck is that you have the feeling that whatever you do, whatever action you put in place, you don't get the result that you want. And you're in this loop like the Groundhog Day living the same situation, the same problems over and over again. But that's a good sign, because maybe it's time for you to have a new mindset, a new perspective, new beliefs. What is it that you are not seeing that is currently standing in your way? Or what is a belief that has served you up until now but isn't serving you anymore? What should you let go of? So maybe the first reason why you might feel stuck is because you need to shift your perspective. And I'm going to talk about 7 reasons, and some might resonate with you, some might not, some, or maybe all of them might resonate. Just take whatever serves you and move on with that part. So the second reason why you might feel stuck is actually because you don't really know what you want. You might be focused on what others want, on what society dictates as what's successful. But maybe it's not what is making you happy. You also might be focused on what you don't want and getting away from the pain or from a current situation, but not enough on what you want. So maybe that's the reason why you feel stuck. Do you really know what you want? And if the answer is no, think about that for a second. What is it that you truly want? Because you might simply feel stuck because it's time for something else. And that leads to the third reason, where a lot of people are currently, since the pandemic. People feel stuck because there is not enough meaning in their life anymore. Something is missing. So maybe your life is a big to-do list of things that you should do. You should do this for work. You should do this for your family. You should do this because your neighbors think it's great to do this. So what are all these things that you're doing? And stop shooting yourself. It's time for more meaning in your life. And so what is missing? What do you feel is missing in your life right now? So first reason is you might need a shift in perspective, in beliefs. The second reason is you might feel stuck because you don't really know what you want. The third reason, where a lot of people currently are, is the fact that there isn't enough meaning in their life. And what is meaning for you? And the fourth reason is a little bit linked to that. And that's because you're stuck because you're not living your truth. What is your soul's truth? The truth of your being. Is the life you're living truly yours, or a life dictated by others, by what society dictates as a good life? Do you live your truth or some kind of a lie? And be nice with yourself again, because we all lie to ourselves at some point. So is this the job or the career you're meant to have? Is your current relationship the one you're supposed to be in? Or maybe you're stuck in a behavior. Maybe you're stuck because you're always saying yes to things, or always being negative, or always arguing. Is that really your truth? You might have a boundary issue or not speaking up. What is it that you're not living that is actually your truth? Think about that for a second. The fifth reason why you might feel stuck is because you are afraid. The fear of change, the fear of the unknown. So what are the fears that might keep you stuck? Is it the fear of being alone? The fear of rejection and judgment? The fear of not being good enough? The fear of not being safe enough financially? And it might be a great idea to face your worst fear. So what is the worst thing that could happen to you? Just think about that for a second. What's the worst that could happen? And if that happened, how could you handle the situation? Because in my experience with a lot of leaders, a lot of people, we often fear the unknown more than the worst case scenario. And I do an exercise with the leaders, with a somatic exercise where I ask the leaders to stand up, and I'm standing next to them with my hand in front of them. And I ask them to watch this hand and to see this hand as a fear they have, a problem they're facing. And so they're really concentrating on that hand, on that problem. And then I'm moving it towards them. Slowly, very slowly. And so they're seeing this problem coming at them up until a point where I touch them. So it's there. And very often people feel much more tension in their body when the hand is approaching them. But once it's there, once it's on their body, the problem is there, it's like they know how to solve it. So it might be a good idea to look at what's the worst that could happen to you, and if that would happen, how would you handle it? Because probably you would handle it very well and it wouldn't be that bad. And so this fear is often what is keeping us stuck. The sixth reason why you might feel stuck is that you don't have the proper support to get you unstuck. You know, it's not easy to face whatever you're facing alone. It's often a great idea to share it with someone, to look for support, whether it's a friend, a family member, or some professional support, because together it's going to be easier. When you share your burden with someone, it gets lighter. And also it might help shift your perspective again. So share what you have with someone, and that might help you feel unstuck. And the last reason why you might feel stuck is that you feel that you don't have a choice. And you can't imagine the number of times people tell me, but I don't have a choice. I have to do this. I have to work this hard. I have to deliver this project. I have to say yes. And again, they think they have no choice. And because they think they have no choice, they don't even look for an alternative. Well, I teach people, when you change your mindset and when you believe that you have a choice, that you always have a choice, that you can always change things without having to have fear for the worst case situation, you feel empowered. And that's when you get new ideas, and that's when you get out of your comfort zone, ask for things that you've never asked before, or do things you've never done before. And at the end, you're very happy because you've grown. And so these were the 7 reasons why people often feel stuck. The first one is you need a new mindset, a new perspective, or new beliefs. The second one is maybe you don't really know what you want. The third one is there isn't enough meaning in your life. Maybe you've become numb or a robot, just a to-do machine, and you need some meaning in your life. The fourth one is a little bit linked to that. You might not be living your truth. And I really love reading this article about people that are dying, where a nurse asked them, what are your biggest regrets? And the number 1 regret is to not having lived the life they should have lived. So are you living the life you're supposed to live? The 5th reason is you can feel stuck because you are afraid. And so face those fears, listen to them, but try not to be frozen by them or stuck by them. Just look at the worst fear. How would you handle it? And courage is moving forward despite fears. Courage is not having no fears. Courage is really moving forward, even if you have a little bit of fear, because you're going out of your comfort zone. The 6th reason is find someone that can help you. You might not have the proper support that could help you feel unstuck. The number of times I've shared things with friends, and just by sharing it, even without them proposing a solution, I just started to shift my perspective to see solutions that were not visible to me before, and that's when I could move on. And the last one is when you feel you don't have a choice. And remember, you are much more powerful than you think you are. And that's why my favorite quote is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You will always attract what you believe. And so if you believe that you have no choice, you will not attract great things. You will stay stuck. Believe that you can change things by managing your energy, by watching nice videos about people facing really hardships and going through them. Just find something that inspires you to go beyond and believe that you have a choice. Now, I've already given a couple of indications of how you can feel unstuck. But what I also love is something that Eckhart Tolle says. And he says, try to see this situation as if you had chosen it for a purpose. And that's what I try to do now with everything I face. Every time I face something difficult, or I feel stuck, or I feel a negative emotion, I try to see this situation as if I had chosen it. And I chose it because I'm going to learn from it. I chose it because I'm going to grow out of this situation. I'm going to change my perspective, to change my beliefs, to grow and to become even a better person and a happier person. And that's why when you see a situation as if you had chosen it, it gives you purpose. It gives you meaning, and you can finally see it as if this is happening because you're going to learn something from it. And once you're going to learn something from it, you're going to grow. It's a little bit like the movie of your own life. Would you go to the movies and watch a film where nothing happens, where everything goes well all the time? The life is great, the love is great, the work is great, there is only success. You would come out of that movie and think, this was really a boring movie. Well, it's the same with your life. Why would you want your life to be always happy, always everything going fine? Because that would be boring. That would probably be your breakdown. You would have a boring life. We have challenges, and we face challenges because we are going to grow and to learn new skills and to learn new beliefs from these challenges, and to also increase our consciousness level, which I believe is happening now on a planetarian level. We are now, a lot of people are currently not feeling great and suffering even, but out of this suffering comes the energy to change things, to shift the perspective. And I think we really need this new perspective for our planet, for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our organizations, and of course for our planet as well. So try to see the situation where you might feel stuck as an opportunity, because you now are in a cocoon, in a chrysalis, and you're going to become a butterfly. So I hope this podcast helped you, that you might feel a little bit less stuck now. And if you feel stuck, it's okay, of course, because you're growing. So if you like this podcast, please leave me a review or leave me a comment. You can also send me an email, go to my website. Maybe you have another great idea for a podcast episode, or maybe you think you have a great story to tell in this podcast and you'd like to have a conversation with me about the story you'd like to tell to others. So it was nice being with you today. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you in the next episode.